Rostam tightened the straps of his sandals, glancing at the horizon where the sun began its ascent. The camp buzzed with anticipation, the sound of men readying for the march mingling with the cries of camels.
Today we march for glory and conquest,
he murmured to himself, trying to ignore the knot of anxiety in his stomach. The Oracle of Amun awaited their destruction, a task assigned by none other than Cambyses II himself. The journey stretched long and arduous, the desert an expanse of golden waves under the relentless sun. Rostam marched with steady steps, his eyes scanning the horizon. "Have you heard the whispers?" a soldier beside him asked, his voice low.
Whispers of what?
Rostam replied, though he suspected the answer. "The curse of the oracle. They say the sands protect it with a vengeance." The soldier continued, casting a wary glance at the swirling dunes. The stars blinked in a vast inky sky as Rostam sat by the fire, the warmth a welcome contrast to the cool desert night. The men spoke in hushed tones, their faces flickering in the firelight. "I don't care for curses," a grizzled veteran declared, his voice brimming with bravado. Rostam listened but said nothing, feeling the weight of unease settle deeper into his bones. The wind rose, a haunting song through the camp, stirring the sands into restless eddies. Rostam stood at the edge of the firelight, staring into the darkness. "Do you hear it?" another soldier whispered, joining him.
The sands speak.
Rostam muttered, his heart pounding. The tales of curses seemed less like stories and more like warnings carried on the wind. Without warning, the wind turned violent, a howling fury that rose to a deafening crescendo. Sand whipped through the air, stinging and blinding. Rostam could barely see, the world reduced to a swirling chaos of grit and shadows.
"Hold on!"
he shouted, reaching out blindly through the storm. The cries of his comrades were swallowed by the roaring wind, each man fighting against the desert's wrath. When the storm finally passed, silence fell like a shroud over the camp. Rostam looked around, seeing the destruction left in its wake. Tents torn asunder, the sand reclaiming what it could.
"We can't stay here,"
he murmured, more to himself than anyone else. The desert had spoken, its message clear. As the sun began to rise again, he knew he must choose, to return defeated or press on into the heart of the curse.